Breaking news, Sauna FPV builds Kayoumini backwards. Which raises the question, should we cancel him or give him another try with the analog build?
Okay guys, so that happened a couple weeks ago. I swear, completely honest mistake. The Caillou bag that I got didn't come with instructions. I guess I was just way too excited to build it and didn't think to cross-reference images or guides online. I f***ed it all up. I'm so sorry, genuinely. But I decided to keep it up with this disclaimer because I felt like the macro of the video was still intact. Forget this video. Today we're actually going to level this up, at least in performance. Since I'll be swapping out this 2-stacked AIO ESC plus 04 Lite boards with this AIO from HappyModel. It's a 5-in-1 analog AIO, which should save a ton of weight. All right, and here's a quick preview of how this thing flies because I can't wait till the end. I'm too excited. Cause spoiler, it rips, y'all. All right, so let's check out the gear for this. Build it, fly it, talk about it, go home. No, I'm already home. You go home. But watch the whole video first. Let's go to the top-down white background shot. All right, you guys, so here's what we're working with. I haven't disassembled the OG right here. It's still got the HD AIO in it, which we'll be removing and swapping out for this guy right here. This is the HappyModel X14 analog AIO. Freshy, just popped the seal. Nice, feels super lightweight. You can see that enamel-coated copper wire there for the ELRS built in. Flipping it over here, we do have motor plug. So technically, guys, I think you could do this no solder if you wanted to. I'll go ahead and check the tolerances and confirm or deny that. I'm gonna be removing these, like I said, because the motors that I'm currently using, I'll be stripping off of here, and those things do not have plugs. We're gonna be running the Caddx Ant on this, guys. Now, I know this is not the best analog camera and it's a bit dated. Guys, let me know if you have any better recommendations for analog cameras that aren't gonna break the bank. You know, I'm trying to do this all on a budget. Oh yeah, and then the print. So I just printed this. I'll definitely leave links to everything in the description. And if you do wanna pick up any of the paid parts, consider using my affiliate link. It's the only way to support the channel currently, besides supers. I still got to clean it up, haven't trimmed off all of the supports, but that's what we're working with. Okay, you guys, so for the motors, I initially used these 1103 Yasuda motors, these ones right here. These are 8500 kV. Disclaimer, do not buy these. I ended up going through over 7 pairs of these in this video after a light crash on my first flight. You'll see all that later. So I ended up scrapping these and I rebuilt it with 1103 11,000 kV motors, these from BetaFPV. Kind of happy that these motors crapped out. They worked and then they didn't. So I was able to get a feel for them, but I'll be comparing the 8500 kV to the 11,000 kV and I'll give you my thoughts later on in the video. Don't buy these. Buy the other motors that I talk about and have in the description, the T motors. These suck. Sorry about that, back to the video. Quick speed run on swapping out the motors and the FC. See you guys when it's assembled. Okay, real quick, editing sauna here. Just wanted to acknowledge my nice shiny solder bubbles on the XT30 lead. I feel like I've never gotten them that crisp. I'm sure someone will tell me that it's a shite job, which it probably is, but I just wanted to be proud of it for a second. Okay, let's go. Man, that is a pain in the butt with these tiny, tiny, tiny solder pads, but we got it. Let's see if we screwed anything up here. Quick short stopper test before we assemble this into the frame and see if we did anything wrong. All right, yellow light. Boom, we got the Blue Jay chime. Looks like we're good, guys. So we're gonna be trying to smash this in between these 8mm standoffs. Look how much smaller these are compared to the HD taller standoffs that they offer. And yes, we'll build it the correct orientation this time. Okay guys, so crazy thing just happened. I was putting the FC AIO onto the frame when I lightly tapped the ELRS enamel coated copper wire and it just completely like popped off and went flying somewhere in this room. So check it out. Not the cleanest right now. I have to cinch down the wires, but yeah, as you noticed, it's missing the ELRS wire. So let's go try to find this and see if I can't solder it back on. No. Okay, 10 minutes later, after scavenging on the floor, we found it. This is a tough one too, because it's not like the bright red like the BetaFPV ones. All right, so let me talk about the quirks and features of this thing. Go over some of my thoughts after having built this out into an analog quad. First impressions, I love how this looks smashed down into the 8mm standoffs. It's way cleaner, it's way lighter, weight check coming up in a moment, and everything fits really well.
Okay, also I forgot to mention that I did end up moving the antenna to the front. I just ran it through the side of the canopy. I got this idea from MoFPV in this image here. This is a top-down shot when I eventually added the 1103 1100 kV motors, which it'll make sense soon, just keep watching. Okay, and last technicality, it's coming in at 57.5 grams with the battery strap. That is with the flash props and the 1100 kV motors. The 8000 kVs will be very similar.
I know I mentioned I would talk about plugs. So for you motor plug guys, I don't think you're gonna be able to get this to work with this shorter standoffs, with the 8mm standoffs. You will need to use the included larger standoffs. And to me, if you're going analog, like kind of the whole point is to be able to have it smash down into this really thin build. It's gonna give better flight characteristics than some, you know, beefy tall stack. So you can definitely do it, go for it, but you're gonna have to play around with the standoffs a little bit and maybe the AIO orientation. Build-wise, this was pretty hard to build in. If this is your first drone and you don't have soldering experience, I maybe don't recommend it because the pads are tiny. You have to rip off the motor plugs if you're gonna direct solder, and then the pads underneath that are so small, there's like no room for error. You can definitely do it, but if you've got shaky hands and you just had a coffee, or you just like, I don't think anyone's really doing that, but just be careful, your mileage may vary. Still having a little bit of trouble with the battery lead. I've got the XT30 and then a capacitor on the wire outside here. So here's the weight difference between the included cable and the cable that I'm using. Because we're already saving so much weight, removing the 04 Lite, I think I'm gonna be okay with this. I know a lot of you said capacitor is unnecessary. Let me know, do you run a capacitor or not? I have this XT30 lead kind of rubber banded to one of the standoffs, so it keeps it out of the way of the props. All right guys, let's go ahead and get this set up in Betaflight. This is the first time I'm plugging this in, so aside from checking with the short stopper, if we had a short, I have no idea what to expect. So plugging it in, boom, we're recognized. Oh, nice, okay, so it looks like I'm orienting the quad. Yeah, so I wasn't sure what side of the AIO the gyro was on, so we don't need to flip any sort of gyro stuff in here. So if you guys don't know, Kayoumini website, go to the presets 2.5, and this is the PID settings that we're gonna run. So I'm running these exact settings, Betaflight and ESC configurator. Just let me know in the comments if you have any questions. All right guys, just pulled up. It's been very rainy, as you can tell by these water puddles on the ground. So I decided to try this out at a parking lot today where there would hopefully be less wet stuff than like the park with wet grass. So yeah, I don't know, it's very wet. So we'll try to be a little bit conservative and maybe get another session tomorrow when it's more dry. Let's go. Wow, guys. Okay, sorry, just trying to get a feel for this before talking. Wow, 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 wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Can I have a coherent thought? This rips, you guys. That's my first thought. Wow, okay, I see why. Oh. Okay, something got bonked loose over there. Let's go grab this. That was crazy. Okay guys, I have no idea what that was. No idea what that was. Let's see if we can get video feedback. If we plug in, oh, please, please don't be a gray screen. We're good. We're good. I'm loving this thing. This is unreal, you guys. Unreal power in this micro platform. Let's see. I don't know why it says we're on 10. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, editing sauna here real quick. So after that arm fail on top of the car, I decided to change the props out to try these other Gemfan props. And while I was doing that, I realized that the bell had detached from the stator. So look at this. The shaft like sunk down and is now going through the bottom of the frame. This has just turned into a nightmare. I have to go back to the apartment. All right, so you guys might not believe this, but I'm back at the crib trying to swap out the motors, and I've actually gone through 7 individual Yacido 1103 motors. They all ended up failing one way or another, with the shaft that just wasn't press fit in properly, or with some crazy bearing grinding immediately after taking off. So do not buy these motors. Buy these motors instead if you're going with 1103s for the Kayoumini. But then I had an idea. So I'm trying to stick to my goal of posting 1 video per week, and I need to get a couple more flights on this thing because I don't feel like the video is complete without actually like a few proper packs. So I ended up ordering these motors from BetaFPV, 1103s, but they are the 1100 kV. So these are going to be way spicier, and they should change the flight characteristics quite a bit. So now that I've flown the 8500 kV on digital and a little bit of analog, I think that once I'm able to do the 1100, I'll be able to give a better comprehensive overview on which one is better for which type of pilot. I'll see you guys back at the same park. All right, what's up, you guys? We're back at the OG park that I flew the HD one at. I tried to go back to that parking lot from a couple minutes ago in the video, but oh my God, it's loud. It was way too crowded. It's Sunday by the beach today, so, you know, let's just get this up in the air. We're starting with a 450, and yes, I did change the orientation of the antenna from the last pack. I forgot that I was sort of flying analog. Remember, guys, I'm new to analog. I started FPV as a DJI guy, so with DJI, you can get away with having your antenna kind of just hanging off wherever, but I decided to put it on the front here, just like Mo FPV did. We're armed, we're up. Okay, guys, wow, 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 wee, wah. Okay, it's a little bit windy today, so, okay, posture check, sauna, posture check. Do a little low pass here. I think camera is 25 degrees, by the way. Guys, these motors are well, hold on, I don't want to speak too soon. Wow, okay. Do I dare say that I like these more than the 8500s? Let me get another moment on these, but I'll tell you my first impression. Uh-oh, a little bit of a breakup there. Let's see how it does coming out of like a big split S. Oh, tune is locked, you guys. Tune is locked. So first impressions, these motors are unreal, and I'll tell you exactly what I think compared to the 8500s. So these actually feel a little bit more responsive and snappy, but with a little bit less of that 5-inch, oh my God, I'm so sorry for the noise, you guys. These feel amazing, holy shit. They don't feel quite as inertia coated, whoops, oh my God, as the 8500s. The 8500s do feel, oh dude, these are so nice. They do feel a little more like a 5-inch. These 1100 kV motors, not quite as much. These are definitely more micro-pilled, but it's not a bad thing. I've been flying a lot of, I've been flying a lot of micros, a lot of whoops, like 65 and 75. Oh my God, we have to bring it in. I didn't realize what the battery was at. How long have we been flying? 2.5 minutes. This is on the 450 and it feels incredible. I need to
change my rates a little bit. And these are on the Gemfan flash props, which I've just been loving on this thing. Okay, we're definitely bringing it in. I didn't realize how low we were. I got a little excited, guys. Let me give you my not in goggle impressions right now. Okay, so first impression of these things, they're just so nice. They're really, really locked in and responsive feeling. So that is just freaking awesome. It feels a little bit easier to fly. Yes, it has a lot of top end punch, but it pulls out a dive so easily. I mean, you guys see, I still have to get used to it. Let's try another pack. Whoa, okay. Let's try an inverted yaw. Okay, maybe not. All right, let's keep it a little bit closer to me. Let's try to do like, okay, we were gonna get a little bit sketchy signal over here. Let's try to do a little bit of a low in that channel. If you guys saw the last Kayoumini video, no, I don't think it was that tree. Yeah, wait, which one? This one over here. Oh, that's PTSD right there. Let's see if we can do just a little like split S over this, a tight proximity split S. It's a little dangerous though, you guys. Can we cradle it? Oh man, it's... Okay, that was 5-inch vibes right there. And I know, guys, oh, okay, we wanted that, Take it like a champ. Uh-oh, what's going on there? I'm gonna bring this back in. I think maybe we were stuck on something. Hopefully we didn't crash into a puddle of water. What up, what up? It feels good though, it feels good. Oh my God, it's so loud, okay. Hopefully I don't have to re-voice over this shit. Are we good? What's up, buddy? Why'd you do that? Why'd you stall out on me? Are we cooked? Okay, a little bit of hit to the carbon, but we're good. Let's get it back in the air. Battery's still cooking. Yep, 3.8. So yeah, I'm keeping it pretty close to me, guys. Let's see what it's like over here. Try to turn my head a bit. And I know I'm sitting at like the worst spot, but I didn't want to get blasted by the sun in the middle of the field. God, okay, I gotta get a clean, juicy flick. Let's see if I can get one. Low pass. I'll take it. Not the most drawn out. All right, this battery's a little bit low too. So it seems like these get around 3.5. These 450s. If you're pushing them really hard, probably less. It's such a range. Why is it so loud? Let's chase these guys. Never mind. I'm afraid to go on over the street. What if we lose battery? Okay, we gotta bring this thing in. Okay, it's a little breezy too. Let's try the 380, guys. I'm excited to try the 380. I haven't flown that yet. I'll show you guys the size difference between all of these. So 450, 380, and then we do have a standby 550 long pack. Let's talk about the 380 for a second, because if you think about like freestyle, I know it's like typically like, well, oh yeah, okay. If you think about freestyle, like typically lighter is better, right? But the whole thing with the Kayoumini is kind of like getting the thrust to weight ratio to feel like a 5-inch. Okay, that felt very 5-inchy right there. So you do have to take that into consideration. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, you do got to take that into consideration because these are already using the 1103s, right? I'm sorry, I'm so bad at talking while flying. These are already using the 1103s, so they're, I mean the 1103 1100s. So that was a little scary, almost cut my hair or cut my head off. So this is feeling like super light and responsive, but I like it. I mean, I know Caillou says the 1100s are maybe more for the analog builds. I mean, sorry, the 1100 KVs are more for the digitals. But I don't know, guys. It all kind of depends on how you want it to fly. I'm surprised the tune is so locked. Ooh, we gotta do some more of those. Oh! I have to go grab that. Be right back, guys. Okay, no damage. We were just under some like big, oh, I got these new Crocs, by the way, guys. What do you think? They're good FPV shoes. Okay, let's get it. Oh my God, huge gust of wind there. Okay, guys, so impressions on the camera. Oh, that felt nice. I f***ing hate it. It's the worst camera ever. Why is it so bad? Is this just like, oh my God, posture? Sauna! Do not do that. Why is the camera so bad? Like, why does the CO3... Okay, we gotta bring this in. Why does the CO3 look so much better? Like, this is like analog compared to the CO3, and the CO3 is DJI, you know what I mean? Let's bring this in and try the 550. So this battery, wait, am I balding? Let's check. Bald spot check. That's the ultimate check if the camera is good. Bald spot check. Wow, guys, we can't see the bald spot. That means this camera sucks. Why is this thing so bad? How come you guys didn't tell me not to get this thing? Just kidding. I'm sure you guys will tell me to get the Baby Ratel 2, maybe? What do we think? What do we think on Baby Ratel 2? Why is this battery so low too? Oh, I must not have charged this. Oops. So I'll just hover and talk really quick. So you guys might have noticed my battery strap is a piece of duct tape right now. That's because I thought when I was having issues with those other motors, I didn't know if it was actually the motors or if it maybe could have been like a battery strap pressing, a thicker battery strap pressing on the FC, the AIO. Let's try to Matty this. All right, we're bringing this one in anyways. Okay, I'm packing up my backpack now, but man, I don't want to leave. I'm having so much fun flying this. Oh my God, I love this Kayoumini, guys. I love it. I was so defeated for like multiple days. I feel euphoric after having flown this thing. I'm going to be flying this all the time. This Kayoumini is my favorite non-1S drone. Like, I'm all about being able to take this here, not bother anyone. Literally, no one even knew I was flying. So I'll talk about the pros and cons, but before that real quick, let me just touch on the batteries because I flew it with 3 different sizes, 550, 450, and 380. 380 from GMB, definitely the best performing, although those are the hardest to find in the US at least. So 450s, way easier to find, still great performance, pretty lightweight, but I definitely did notice the reduction in weight on the 380. 550s is where you're probably not going to want to go any higher than this if you're really trying to freestyle hard. I will say these long packs from GMB, they really hang off the end a lot. These are the 552S from GMB. Something like this Tattoo R-Line 550, it's going to be a little bit wider, but not quite as long. So this definitely fits better. Can't really go wrong with any of those 3 capacities though. Okay, what about motor KV? So I'm actually happy that I was able to fly this in 1100 and 8500 KV. Kayoumini recommends 8500 for analog builds and 11,000 for digital builds. First impressions are that the 8500 does feel more like a 5-inch. They're like torqueier, They have a little bit more of that like inertia fling feel, but with less top end punch. So the 11,000 kV motors are peppier, but they don't like have that fling like the 8,000s have, if that makes sense. Less torque, higher top end. They're both great, and you get used to both of them after like one pack. But if I had to redo it, I'd probably stick with the 8,000 kVs, although I'm going to keep flying this for now with the 11,000s and see if I can get converted to like them. Really quick note, Uncrashed, the simulator on Steam, has the Kayoumini like built into the game stock. It's not like a Steam Workshop thing. You download the game, you can fly the Kayoumini, and you can change the motor KV in-game. And in my opinion, it's very realistic to how each motor flies in real life. So highly recommend trying out the different sizes in Sim, and you'll instantly be able to tell the difference between the 11,000 and the 8,000. So the pros, I'd say insane flight performance, ability to run analog or DJI and still have insane flight performance, with my personal favorite being analog due to the increased agility, less weight, and less gear fear for me. Like, I don't care if I crash and bash and destroy it as much as DJI. Okay, so cons, and these will be cons specific to my build, not necessarily all Kayoumini in general. Okay, obviously the motors, those are horrible motors. Do not buy the Yasido 1103, 8,000 kV, or any motors for them, for that matter. You don't even save that much money. So definitely go with the T motors or the BetaFPVs, in my opinion. Way more durable. And please, if you have other motor recommendations, throw them down below. The AIO on this board, the motor situation, the pads, definitely a con. The motor pads for soldering are tiny. So I'm not even sure if that thing is like made to direct solder the motors. Obviously you can, it worked, but maybe consider an AIO with bigger pads if you're gonna solder. And lastly, the camera sucks. I mean, I like my CO3 seems so much better than the Ant. What do you guys think of the Ant? I had it laying around from an old build that I never got to, and I'm trying to stay budget oriented on this. So like, it's okay for now, but the CO3 seems a lot better. I think that's all I got for you guys. Thanks so much for being here. Sorry this turned into quite the fail, whatever the hell this was. I was hoping to be just as smooth, like one day to shoot, one day to edit. This ended up taking me like 2 weeks almost. So consider throwing me a sub for that, if you would be so kind. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I don't have anything planned for next week's video, so I think I have to do some HD0 stuff soon, considering I have HD0 goggles, but no HD0 quads. I have an idea, but let me know in the comments if you want to see something specific. And again, I apologize for the backwards digital build last week. Hopefully this redeemed it somewhat. Oh, I did rebuild that digital quad, the correct orientation, after I got pwned online. And honestly, I didn't really notice a difference. So still, don't do it like that. Build it properly. Blah, blah, blah. See you guys in the next one. Peace.